Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video, we are talking about The Love Witch.
Love me. Love me.
What I'm really interested in is love. You might say I'm addicted to love.
I decided to do this as a about time review. If you don't know what those are, it's been a minute since I've done one. It's not really anything different than my usual reviews. They're just films that I feel like are pretty popular in the horror or spooky community that I've heard a lot about but just have not watched. Sometimes they can be suggested from y'all or just ones that I find on my own. And this is definitely a film that I have heard a lot about, a lot of good things about. There's even an audio clip from the scene that became pretty popular on TikTok.
The day he left me was the day that I died.
But then I was reborn
As a witch.
And it is a film that I've been meaning and wanting to watch. It's just a little bit long. It is over 2 hours long, but it is available to watch through Peacock, so I watched it on there. If you have a Peacock account already, you can definitely check it out on there. I'll try to list other places that you can watch it if you don't have a Peacock account. Now, this film came out in 2016, but it's done in a 60s vibe, very stylized, the kind of pastel colors, the way the characters are dressed, so I do believe that it's supposed to be set in that time, but I loved that kind of vibe that this film gives off. Now, it follows the story of Elaine, a more modern day witch who uses love spells to try to get men, and unfortunately those all go awry. Now, I personally myself am not Wiccan, so I can't really judge this film or tell you whether or not it's a good representation of that community, but I do have friends that are fellow creators. Vicky from Nightmare Maven, she did a review of this a long time ago, and I believe that she likes the film. I do know that there are people within that community that do like this film, and I do know that it does kind of address the idea of like good witches, white witches or Wiccans versus black magic witches, and they do kind of address that difference in this film, which I think is good and important. And the thing with Elaine is that she's not necessarily intentionally being bad. She is someone that has been through some stuff. We get little clippets of moments in her life that have kind of created the person that she is. So we hear audio of the way that her father spoke to her, the way that her first husband spoke to her. She's definitely been through abuse in her life, and even at the hands of the people that were supposed to be helping her, this kind of coven that she's got sucked into. I feel like they are definitely more of a dark magic where they pretend like it's all for the sake of community love and empowering the women, but at the same time we see shots of what Elena went through to become part of this, and she is sexually assaulted. There is definitely trigger warning for sexual assault and suicide in this. It's not extremely graphic, but we do get little clippets here and there, so just be forewarned about that going into this film, that those topics are there. So even again at the hands of the people that are supposed to be quote unquote helping her, she's being victimized and harmed, and unfortunately she is just trying to search for somebody to love and to love her, but she has this unhealthy idea of what that means. They definitely tackle the kind of idea of like what a man is supposed to be. Elaine has this kind of idea that this perfect man is gonna love her unconditionally, but he still has to be manly. So when the men that she puts these spells on start being taken over by their emotions and they start becoming too emotional, then she's turned off by them. She starts to step herself away from them, which in turn causes them to die in some sort of way, which I won't go into all of that, but it's definitely a very interesting film, and the Elena character, she's definitely a bit bonkers, but she's been through some stuff. Not that that's necessarily an excuse for murder, whether intentional or not, but I will say her fashion sense. envied her outfits throughout this film. I was like, that is like what I want to look like on a daily basis. She's fabulous and I love her outfits. But I really like this film. I thought it was really good. I definitely think that it is worth watching. It really doesn't even feel like it's that long. Like sometimes you watch films that even if they're not like 2 hours long, like maybe like an hour, hour and a half, and you get to a point where it just feels like it's so long and you're just like, okay, when is it gonna end? I did not feel that way at all during this film. Everything that continues to happen throughout the film is like important details, and it felt like it definitely needed to be that long to tell this story, and I actually really enjoyed it. So if you have seen The Love Witch, let me know what your thoughts were on it in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more horror and spooky related content. Before I go, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you all so much for helping to contribute to the channel. If you know the perks to being a Patreon, there are links down in the description below, and I will see you all again later with another video. Bye!